Only 2 claps.
Thanks, John. What's up, everyone?
Okay.
It's so weird doing this with a small crowd, but I'm gonna make it work, okay? So, I got here, and because I got the wrong flyer, I ended up somewhere way different than I should have been. I ended up at the Mexican restaurant next door. So, you could see my lovely little surprise when I walked in with all my comedy gear, and I looked like that I had just topped the fucking border, at least to them. I had a backpack, a little hat, like, bull hat, whatever, and, I looked like I just got off the bus. And it says, the comedy show here, and they looked at me like I was nuts, and they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, the comedy show that I'm here for out of state, I just drove like 2.5 hours for, like, hour 45, but I just want them to feel sorry for me. And it's like, yeah, you're in the wrong place. I'm like, I showed them the address, and it was the right address. Little did I know, I was at the wrong address, and it was supposed to be here. I felt like such an idiot, and I'm frantically texting John, like, I'm in the wrong place, I don't know what to do. I felt like such an idiot. And that's not even the best part about this whole story. I get here and I see the outside of the club, and I question whether or not I should go get shots beforehand. Like actual tetanus shots and all that, because it looks very questionable on the outside. It really does. But then you come in and it's, beautiful, it's all fancied up, it's rocking like an actual club. But on the outside, it makes me think of this place that me and Marco were talking about where it's like, the outside is more questionable than the inside, where it's like, he knew of a place where it was like, the outside was like, looks like half of a ghetto abortion clinic, and a half side where upstairs looks like ICE could take over and deport your ass. And it's really bad looking. And me and Marco just cracking up at the fact that looks are super deceiving. I mean, you've seen Marco and I, we look like we're super deceiving, like we shouldn't be here either. And yet we are. And if those who know me and Marco, we didn't, get along very well at first, and now we're just I'm Marco's little sidekick now. And I said sidekick, by the way, not side chick, don't confuse the two. Because I'm not Marco's side chick, by the way. Although Marco did buy me food, so now I gotta give him back somehow. I just don't know how the fuck I'm gonna do that. Yeah, Marco's a liar now. But no, seriously, it's really cute here, honestly. When we walked in and it felt like a club, you were just going woo, 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 and my butt was jamming to it. But then 5 seconds later, I'm thinking, I can't hear anybody for shit. And I'm like, Marco was saying, and this was fucking hilarious, how it sounded like that's the music you listen to when you're about to fuck somebody. And I'm like, yeah, except nobody in this room, I think, wants to fuck each other. At least to my knowledge. Unless you're a couple, which then, by all means, go in the bathroom or go in the back, go on the creepy little catwalk and go ahead. But that creepy little catwalk, I don't know if we'll hold you or not. I sure as hell don't want to go on that catwalk. But, I think my favorite thing is the fact that Marco is as high as a fucking kite, tried to get me to go on the damn catwalk, and I'm like, oh hell no, you ain't getting me on that fucking catwalk. Oh, speaking of Marco, there he is. But no, I just I can't with the fact that when I went into the restaurant though and they all looked at me and they're speaking Spanish, I could almost guarantee you those guys were making fun of me in front of my face, not in my language that I could understand. I can almost guarantee you they're like, she's got to go back on the border where she belongs, because I sure as hell did not understand a word they were saying. They were most likely making fun of me, which, you know what, to be fair, the way I'm dressed right now and the way I was acting, yeah, I'm pretty sure I was hopping that border, pretty sure. But, what else? I've always said this in my sets that I've done, is that I have really bad anxiety. I don't know what's worse, doing it with a small crowd of 6 people or a crowd of 20. Because 6 people, every little set of eyes is on you, but 20 people means that 20-something so eyes are on you, and one of them is probably going to throw a bunch of eggs at you, and chances are they're not going to think you're funny. and it's gonna suck. Or you have somebody like Marco who's just not paying attention. Marco. And then the whole room screams. Wow, you guys didn't get that joke? We all scream polo. Duh. Yep. Little late to the game now, aren't we? No, this is my little pick on Marco time because he's always called me Dada in all of his jokes, and now it's my turn to pick on Marco finally. No, honestly, I just love being up here and doing comedy. I've only been doing it for like a month and a half, so the fact that I finally get somebody like John who's put me up here and giving me another chance to be on stage, let's give him a round of applause for putting on this cute little open mic for us. Even though it's not a lot of people, but it's giving us stage time, and that's what we need is just stage time, so. We all do need to practice, and that's what's important. And it's people like John who give us a chance to do that. So, and I thank him for that, and I appreciate you guys all being out here, and thank you so much.
We love you, John.
We love you, John. I'm gonna give the mic to John.
Thank you, love. Give it up for Shayla. Appreciate the love. Damn. All right, next comment. Let's get Joey Lee up here, ladies and gentlemen.